guys, welcome back to Salty Sunshine where we shoot the salt. How's it going, Mama?
Hi everyone. Welcome back. It's Friday. Um, just here, ready to talk some smack.
Nice. I had a pretty hectic morning. I was trying to have a peaceful morning where I wake up early, I go to Pilates, and I slept through all of my alarms. I set alarms from 5:30 to 5:30 to 6:45, and I woke up on the alarm for 6:45 for my 7 o'clock class. So I woke up, ate half a banana, ran to class, and so it wasn't as peaceful, but afterwards it was nice.
You have no one to blame but yourself.
I know, but I sleep through my alarms. It's some people do that. It's a thing.
I don't do that.
Yeah, I know. I can't help it.
The trick is to actually get your body up when you can't stay
No. Like I
sleeping.
don't remember my alarms going off. Like I thought when I woke up at 6:45, that was my first alarm.
You know what you need? Those alarm clocks that jump out of the table
You have to
and
like
they
chase
move
it.
around and you have
No,
no choice and you got to chase it. Yeah.
right. No, I actually need that because it just I don't even notice it. Sometimes I have dreams of turning off my alarm. So I think I'm
Okay.
awake.
All right. You're going to have to work on that.
I know. So yeah, it was peaceful after that though.
You made it to your Pilates class.
I made it to my Pilates
There's
class.
no way.
Huh?
There's no way you got up, brushed your teeth, and even got to there's no way you got there on time.
I got there 7 on the dot. Ate half a
7:10.
banana. Nope, 7 on the dot. I know, crazy,
Okay.
fast.
And you were disheveled.
Right. I think I'm just very used to running around trying to get there on time, so I made it
Well, it's
work.
better when you're calm, going slower.
It's not the morning I imagined, so.
Cool. Well, this week there's a lot of cool stories happening. I have an Airbnb update. I learned something new. So so what we talked about last week with our Airbnb situation during Thanksgiving. So I was torn on whether to leave a review because the review is negative by nature because it's the facts, but they're negative facts. So I felt bad because I didn't want to blow up the lady's spot, but I posted it on my Nextdoor, which is if anyone has Nextdoor where they live, it's a community based um it's like the Flyer. Remember back in the day there was something called the Flyer? I don't know if it's still around. When I was little, we got a paper flyer every week in the mail at our door, and it had all the community ads, jobs, advertisements, all the stuff. So it's kind of like that but online. And it's for your zip code. So anyways, I put it on there saying, "What do you guys think? Should I leave a review?" And for the most part everybody was like appalled. They're like, "No, you need to leave it. You have to warn others." All this stuff. I'm like,
He's a 4.
yeah. And I said, "Well, how come she has 33 good reviews?" They're like, "That's probably paid family members. Like, you never know. They open up fake accounts." Um, but I don't know because I think you also have to, in order to leave a review, you need to have stayed. I think
I
like
think
paid.
so.
So I don't know. Anyways, I left the review.
Oh, you did?
I did.
Okay.
I I just said very matter of fact, and at the end, I said none of this is terrible if you know ahead of time and you're fine with it, but you know what you're getting into. But other than that, she was very attentive, and she left us snacks, and that part was very considerate of her and nice, and the place was very clean. So I kind of left a positive at the end. Now, one of the people on Nextdoor app responded saying, which I didn't know, which is interesting because after I left my review, she left a review of me because they leave reviews of the tenants. And she just said we were very peaceful and quiet, fine tenants. And I thought that was odd because I'm like, did she read my review? Or because why would she, you would think after reading a negative review, you wouldn't, I
Well,
don't know.
first of all, she speaks Spanish, so maybe she did it.
No, there's a reason. So the guy on Nextdoor app said, when you leave a review on Airbnb, they have it set up so the landlord host cannot see your review for 2 weeks.
Oh,
And they have to leave their review of you before they read your review of them. Tell me that's not fun.
That's good. So you're not just like
That's an,
bashing on someone because they bashed on you.
exactly. They have to be truthful. So then
Right.
if they take it back, it's obviously not true.
Right.
So that's interesting.
So she can see it now, or she has to wait, I guess. She can see
She
it now that
maybe
it's surrounded.
she probably hasn't seen it yet, but when she sees it, she's probably going to be like, "Oh God."
Wait, that's so funny. She has no
I
idea what you
know.
said.
There's no idea that I said that there's a chicken coop back there. There's a rooster that wakes you up at 4 in the morning, and they were partying outside, and they're literally living in a carport.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
I know. So I learned that on Airbnb, and
It's a win for
I
everybody.
have it. Yeah, that's a good policy. Um, and I have a new sugar craving kick hack. So I've been making protein pancake muffins. So I buy the protein pancake mix, and you just mix it with water, and then I'll add a little sprinkles, maybe some chocolate chips, and I put them in the muffin pan, and I bake them. And those are my sweet craving kicks.
You said you add protein powder?
No, you buy the pancake protein mix.
Uh,
It already comes pancake protein,
right.
like the Kodiak or the Kodak or whatever that's called, or they have other brands. But that's a good hack.
You. And it like comes out moist, like it bakes like anything else, I
It
guess.
tastes more like a little. It tastes like a pancake, but
Mhm.
thicker.
Yeah.
But you can put a little bit of icing on it. You can put honey, whatever you want to put on there, syrup. But at least there's some protein in there.
Right, protein muffins. Nice.
Protein muffins. Yeah. So I wanted to talk about your time with the Rockettes. Now that we're in December, it's Christmas time, New York. Woo woo. Brianna was a dancer all her life since she was a little girl through high school. And when was it for Christmas or your birthday that I got you the dance class?
That was a long time ago.
I think it was your birthday because it couldn't have been Christmas because they're busy during Christmas. They're not going to be touring doing that.
Right.
So for Brianna's birthday, I got her what was it, a week long, a few days, a weekend with dancing with the Rockettes. Like
Yeah, I
dancing.
just took a dance class, and you go through their usual routine, and you kind of have to practice their famous line kicks. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And how like they would make a stop like each time you like even just bounced off the line, like you would all have to say center, and it was hardcore work.
Did you find it difficult?
Yeah, we started over and over and over having to do the little.
It was just one day or was it 2 days?
No, it was a couple days.
It was a couple days.
But I could never be a Rockette because they all have to be like the same height. I think it's like 5'8".
Oh yeah, no. You
Yeah, no,
can't.
I could never even.
But at least it was fun and you got a jacket
Hmm.
and you got to meet the Rockettes and they were so nice.
Right. Yeah, it was cute.
Yeah, good memories. I saw them at the Thanksgiving parade. They were so cute. So another thing happened that I thought was make no mistake, before you make a comment on any post, TikTok, Instagram, make sure it's worth what you're going to receive back. So
That's a,
before you before you make a comment online on any social media, you have to be very prepared and think it's worth it because it's a literal nightmare. The public and everything, they go crazy with stupid comments, and
what would
the
you do?
weirdos come out of nowhere and you're like, what in the world? So Bethany Frankel posted on TikTok talking about, she was talking to someone and they asked her, or she asked them, how many times a day do you shower? And they told her, someone told her specifically every 2 to 3 days. And she goes, okay, we're not friends. We're not friends anymore. And she goes, and people have told me, how many times you wash your hair? And she's like, once a week, and they don't want to be friends with me. She's like, so how many times do you guys shower? So I made the mistake of commenting. I'm like, I get shower. You have to shower once a day, and I get if you like are really hardcore gym, you work out at the gym, or you have an odd day that you're doing stuff that requires a lot of sweating and stuff. You might shower more than once a day, but in general,
Hmm.
once a day is enough. because
Mhm.
people were on there saying they'd showered 3 to 4 times. Who has time to shower 3 times a day?
That's just
They're
so
like, I
hungry.
they're like, I shower in the morning, I shower after the gym, I shower at night. I'm like, what? That's insane. Okay. So my comment was, it's
Mhm.
enough to shower once a day. And people showering more than once a day are the same people talking about climate change and all this other crap. Like, you're
Ah,
wasting water. You're wasting water. Like, there's people that don't have clean water in other countries. Like, why are you showering so much? Since
valid.
this is first world problems, like, it's crazy.
Oh
So, and
no.
other people were saying, which is true, is like the water dries out your skin. It's not great for you, anyways. And the water has a lot of chemicals, unless you have one of those
Yeah.
fancy purifiers. So, in all, it's really not necessary. And what's getting dirty during the day? What is getting dirty while you're sleeping? If you shower before you sleep, how are you getting up and you're dirty? You're sleeping.
Yeah, people usually only do that because they want to like cold shower, like a cool plunge. They want to wake up for the day. That I get. But like the
Yeah.
people who need to shower 3 times a day because they feel dirty, that's just
And
that's
you're wearing clothes. So if anything, your hands and your feet and your hair are what is exposed. That gets the most dirty. And everybody, there was this one girl that she was cracking me up. She lost her mind under my comment. She's like, she goes, she just kept talking about pee and poop, pee and poop, pee and poop. And everyone was like, you might want to go to the doctor. Like, she kept saying, if you pee and poop all day and you pee and poop all day and everyone's like, why are you peeing and pooping all day?
you shouldn't be pooping multiple times a day like that.
It was,
To the point
it
where you need to
was,
shower.
I was dying laughing. It went on. It still goes on. I have to just like
But
delete the
they're mad
comment.
at the fact that you say only once a day. It wasn't about the whole climate change thing.
They're insanely upset. They're
Who
coming
knew
after
people
me.
showered that
They're
much?
saying, ooh, they're saying disgusting. They're saying there's two types of people. We know which one you are. They're saying all these crazy things. I'm like, oh my
Okay, I saw someone the other day talk about how, like, if they work from home and they don't go to the gym, like, they're just, like, sitting at home for the past 2 days. They only showered once in those 2 days. So then there's people like that, which I guess is
there's
funny.
nothing and you know what? There's nothing wrong with that other
Yeah,
than, that's a personal preference. Some people might think it's gross, which I shower once a day, but or more, it depends what
right.
happens during the day, but
They usually
it's
do.
not the worst thing in the world is the point. It's not catastrophic.
Some people are germaphobes.
And I said, a lot of people agreed with me, obviously the normal sane people,
Mhm.
but there was some crazies coming out of the woodworks. And I also said, I'm like, and these people showering 3 times a day, they're not washing their hair maybe once every 2 weeks. Like, that's more gross because your hair is exposed. You're touching your hair with your dirty hands all day. Then you're laying on your pillow and so your hair is more dirty, if you think about it, than the skin under your clothing. So that was fun.
Wait, you're saying those people?
I'm saying if you're showering 3 times a day, but you're washing your hair once a week or once every 2 weeks,
Oh, well, if they're showering 3 times a day, then those people are definitely washing their hair like every other day.
no. Some people are like, I shower twice a day and I wash my hair once every 2 weeks.
Oh, see, that doesn't make sense.
I
Like, your
know.
hair gets so greasy.
And you touch your hair with your dirty hands.
See, some people you can't trust people like that because they don't make sense.
But then they come and chop your head off. So,
I have
well,
heard of people talking about that they need to physically shower each time that they like poop.
listen,
I mean,
then I
wet
don't know
wipe.
where, not even that. I don't like, wet wipes are gross, but we're like animals and animals don't need to wipe their butt. If you do it the right way, you don't have anything, no traces left, you know?
I mean,
Okay, this
yeah,
is
definitely excessive, but that's so funny. You got attacked.
Yeah, so I won't be commenting on any posts in the near future.
Was it on Instagram or TikTok?
TikTok,
TikTok.
TikTok, which is weird because you think people are nicer, but they're not.
That's what I asked if it was on Instagram because people are significantly ruder on Instagram.
They're just as rude on TikTok. You know what else happened to me on TikTok? In my dog account, I posted a video of putting dog paw balm on my dog's paws to
Mhm.
soothe her paws. And this one lady commented that that leads to dog disease. And the reason dogs are getting sick is because they're not touching, they're not grounding, they're not, there's all this science. And she's talking all this stuff, and I just respectfully said, oh, she said, have the dog ingest some chemical. I don't know if it was charcoal or something. And I said, well, I'm not comfortable in having my dog ingest stuff, so I rather just do this.
Mm-hmm.
Like very respectfully. She's like, she goes, that's what I get for throwing pearls to swine. Like
Why is she so offended you won't take her advice?
she was so offended, and I was nothing but nice to her. And it was like, why? Where do these people
I
come
mean,
from?
everyone thinks they're an expert on social media. It's like all the vets come out.
No, it's just the rudeness is
The
beyond for no
self-proclaimed
reason.
vet.
Okay, our first story today, which I'm sure everyone's heard of, Panera's charged lemonade, 2 deaths in their pocket over this drink. You heard about this, right?
Yeah, I don't understand how they're still selling it.
Well, I wonder if now they're still selling it. But so the latest one was a 46-year-old man. He did have heart issues,
Mm.
and he did have a developmental delay, like a disability. He had a
Mhm.
disability, he had a heart issue, he had high blood pressure. So he probably shouldn't have been consuming that, but maybe he thought it was regular lemonade.
Well, they say that they give you like a disclaimer when you order it.
Where?
Well, I don't know if they tell you or if it's just like a little sign that some people may or may not read.
So he must have thought it was regular lemonade. And so
Mm.
he unfortunately, but before that, the other one was a college student, wasn't it?
Yeah, he was
Yeah, a college
younger.
student that also had a heart condition. So I think if you have an underlying, obviously, issue, that's where you have issues with that drink. But
That's why they're not liable, I guess. They give you a warning. I just don't understand who would ever be able to drink that. Like, do people actually drink that and they're fine? Like, I can't imagine.
obviously, I
Well,
mean,
like, drink the entire thing? Or do you
I
think
think
people are
maybe
gonna
it
drink
depends
it?
on the size you have, and then how many. I know this person, the last person that died, had 3 of them,
Okay, well, they were trying to.
but he probably thought it was
Right.
regular lemonade.
Sorry, my dog.
So that's unfortunate. Never, always drink water. That's the key here.
I mean, I just don't
Um,
understand why you do that to yourself. People just love feeling uncomfortable. Like those people who do really hot and spicy, like the hottest swing that they can find, and they're just like crying as they're trying to finish it. They just like love pain.
really, I didn't know anyone like that.
I've seen that one of my friends have done that. Like the wing challenges of like the spicy swings.
Yeah, no,
And they're
thank
just
you.
like crying. He literally threw up.
Those people that eat the wasabi straight from the sushi. Is it the wasabi, the green stuff?
Yeah.
I can't even touch that. It
People like pain.
burns. It burns my whole mouth. I can't do it.
Okay, so the next story is about a mother who wanted to be FaceTimed while I guess the daughter-in-law was giving birth, which is
Yeah.
just, I don't understand why you need to see that part. Like, was she trying to see the baby come out? Was she trying to just see like the mom's face suffering? Like, I don't know what she was trying to see.
The mother-in-law sent a text when she was dilated, ready to actually physically give birth, saying FaceTime in all caps with the exclamation marks. Like, we need to FaceTime.
Oh my gosh.
I was horrified that they would do that because I don't know if SIL son-in-law or sister-in-law is an extremely quiet and private person. I couldn't imagine any scenario in which she was okay with that. So I shot a text, absolutely not unless SIL agreed to this. That's completely inappropriate. So, I mean, this is not that shocking. I
That
guess,
mother-in-law oversteps.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they didn't end up doing it, right? Some people are like scared of their mother-in-law and they give in.
Um, no, I don't think they did it.
Yeah,
Oh
no, that's
well.
completely overstepping.
I think they got in a huge fight though during delivery, and that's like the story about not FaceTiming or FaceTiming.
Yeah, like the mom got offended that she didn't want her looking at the baby coming out of her.
Right. So the son-in-law or the son, or like whoever was in the delivery room was fighting with the poor person giving birth about it.
Can you imagine? Like, that's the last thing you need.
Yeah. I when I gave birth to you, I had blood balls in my eyeballs, like they were about to burst from like the pressure.
Yeah, I'm
So
sure.
I don't want to be FaceTiming. No.
No, I just,
Um,
people who make others' moments about them is just crazy. Like, this is about her giving birth to her child with her husband. And now the mom and not the mom, the daughter and the husband are fighting because of the mother-in-law.
yep.
And it's because of sons that don't know how to tell their mother no. He should have
Yes.
just shot her a text and said no. Why is he
Or just
asking?
ignore it, or
She's
just
the
ignore it.
wife.
Or you can ignore it.
Right.
So, the next story, Amy Robach and TJ Holmes, their exes. So, Amy Robach, TJ Holmes were on Good Morning America. They got fired from their job because they entered into a relationship while they were still married to their exes. This story's a few years old. They're still together, which is interesting because it's been a few years.
Mhm.
And the story here, though, so they started a podcast, and their debut of starting the podcast, this news of their exes getting together overshadows their podcast story.
You think they
So
planned that?
they must have.
Like to come out with that, like the fact that they're dating when they release the podcast?
I would think so.
Yeah.
No, I would think the exes planned it.
Yeah, Dax explained it.
Yeah, I would think so. But how do you feel about that? If that would make me feel weird.
If that's like trauma bonding, like, do you
Yeah.
have that much in common, or are you just bonded because you both went through the same trauma?
You know what it's giving? It's giving like if I can't have you, I want the next closest thing.
Right. Yeah, it's too close to home.
It's like being married to a man and then he has a brother and your husband dies and you fall in love with the brother because he was the closest thing to your husband. It's like
Right.
almost a comfort zone.
Yeah, like I really don't think that they're in love. I think that they just
Yeah. And it's like a
have a lot.
bad memory too.
That's the thing. Like, when do you stop talking about it as a couple?
Well,
Like, do you think they still talk about it?
this happened to Shania Twain back in the day.
Okay.
Queen Shania Twain. She was married to her manager. I think he was her manager. And she hired like a personal assistant. And this woman became part of the family, like her best friend. But she worked for her, this woman. And this woman had a husband. And they would do family, they not family, they would do trips, couples trips, holidays, always hanging out, the best of friends. They worked together. Her husband had an affair with her quote unquote best friend slash personal assistant, and she was devastated. When I tell you, I remember when this happened, she was suicidal, she was depressed, she was bad. It was really bad. And she ended up with the ex of the betrayer friend. And they're still together over a decade later.
Oh, maybe it does work then. I mean, I guess they have similar interests,
Similar interest. Well, they like similar people, so they're kind of just swapping the same cookies.
right? So I guess they can be compatible,
Yeah, because they all have the same tastes.
right? So I guess it could work.
It could work, but
And you know, the other person is probably a good person if you're the one that got cheated on.
I just feel like it's more about being close to what you lost.
Yeah, it's just like a reminder.
But it makes them feel close, like they didn't lose all of it. Like I don't know. That's how I see it that way. And it's like
Yeah, and they probably feel like they won, kind of.
uh or maybe they know they'll never get over the trauma, so they have to be with someone that understands that, so they feel like they can live in that space. I don't
People
know.
just want to be understood.
Yeah, so that's interesting. I guess they don't really care about it, I would assume, since they're still together, the people from Good Morning America.
Are the
Um,
exes relevant in like the media? Like, are
I
they?
don't think, no,
Okay.
I
It's just a
doubt it.
story about them. They're not like podcasters or broadcasters.
Yeah. So, yeah, it was giving nostalgia with Shania Twain. I've never heard of it. I'm sure there's other cases, but I haven't heard of that. Although the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, which I know you don't watch, everyone, I am the reality star or reality show consumer. My daughter, I raised her right. She doesn't watch that junk,
Right.
but I love it. I don't even love it anymore. I just keep up on what's happening because I've watched it for so long. But the shows have gone downhill for sure. Um, Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. There's a new cast member this season, and her name is Monica. And her storyline is she was married and she had an affair with her husband's. Wait, she had an affair with her husband's sister's husband.
Oh,
Yeah. So she not only
swap.
no, because her hus her
My
husband's
husband has gets nothing out of it. He can't swap. It's a
right.
sister.
It's the husband and the sister left.
Right.
Wait, no, the sister's still with the husband. They didn't break up.
Oh, so you stayed with him. Okay.
She stayed with him, and they must be pissed because it must be really hard to get over that situation as a married couple, and now they're reliving it through it being shown on TV, her talking about it, which she didn't talk about it all that much, but she did
Oh,
bring
you're
it
talking
up.
about reality TV. It was shown on their
Yeah,
show. Yeah,
yeah.
that sucks. You get over something and it's shown like 6 months later.
But it's crazy because she not only ruined her relationship and partially the other person's relationship, she probably ruined the relationship between the brother and the sister, the ex-husband and the sister.
Right.
Because
So
maybe
the girl didn't stay with her husband though. Not the sister, but like the main girl.
no,
Hmm.
no, he left her. But the sister still with the husband. I'm sure the sister like and him fight.
I'm sure they're fine if he left her. If he stayed with her, then I could see them not getting along.
Yeah, or maybe she's like, "Why'd you bring this crazy person? Because you met her. Look what she did to her." Um,
Right.
so that was, but she's a hot mess. This girl Monica, her
Hmm.
mom's on the show. It's so embarrassing. Like it's her. She has a really bad relationship with her mom. They fight like cats and dogs. It's super toxic. She's very immature, emotionally
Hmm.
immature. But
As most are on that show.
no, that's she's bad.
Mm.
Like her comebacks are, well, you're old. You know, she's immature.
Mm.
Um, McDonald's. They're opening a new restaurant starting in Illinois, Cosmix. They're gonna compete with Starbucks, and Starbucks must be shaking in their boots.
So it's a coffee shop.
It is. Um, it's
If
a spin-off.
anyone, oop, go ahead.
It's a spin-off restaurant, and it's Starbucks adjacent because it has all the coffees and cool drinks and McMuffins. And I have the menu here. I'll tell you what it says. So it has iced teas and lemonades, you know, blackberry mint, sour tango lemonade. It has signature galactic boost, sour cherry, berry hibiscus. It has slushies and frappes. It has s'mores cold brew, turmeric spice latte, a bunch of different other coffees, and then their creamy avocado tomato sandwich, spicy queso sandwich, McMuffins, egg McMuffins, their McFlurries, pretzel bites, McPops, hash brown bites, snack box, cookies, ice cream, sundaes, and shakes.
It sounds better than Starbucks, honestly.
It sounds delicioso and probably cheaper.
Probably cheaper. If anyone could compete with Starbucks, it's McDonald's. Like, I actually think they can overpower Starbucks with this menu
It's just
because Starbucks food isn't that great. So,
it would be better if it was cheaper. I feel like because it's so expensive, you're like, that wasn't worth it. Because it has
for
to be
Starbucks,
really good. Yes, it's
yeah.
very expensive.
Yeah, I could see McDonald's being like $1 or 2 cheaper.
The only thing I think of is they already have so many stores. There's not like, where are they going to put all these new stores?
I don't know, but McDonald's is a real estate company.
But is it gonna take away business from McDonald's stores?
Like replace some of them, maybe, I guess.
Like they're gonna have less business in McDonald's because people can just go to Cosmix and get
Right.
an egg McMuffin and a frappe.
Right. They'll probably replace some of the stores they already have with McDonald's.
You think they'll replace a McDonald's and put that in?
I don't think all of them, but they have so many McDonald's, I think some of them.
But what's the value in that if they're already making money at the McDonald's that's there?
Because this is different. People will probably go to this for coffee. Like, you think of coffee, you go to Starbucks. You don't really go to McDonald's.
No. Although I like the coffee at McDonald's, the American coffee is good, but yeah, you
But now
don't.
they're gonna have like a wide variety, so now it's gonna be a coffee
Yeah.
shop. They'll probably get more traffic before work.
Yeah.
I like it. It's a good idea.
And it's a cute design. It's like blue and it looks like kind of George Jetsons, like the Jetsons. It has like the loop like this and it
Hmm.
looks fun. It kind of looks like a retro feel, like a retro modern.
I like the design, and it still has the M arch from McDonald's.
Oh, on the bottom. Yeah.
No, on the top. That little yellow thing, I think is like from the M on top.
Right, but it doesn't look like an M.
I know, but it's still like
Piece of
ties
it.
in. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
apparently the name is from an alien from the 1980s or something.
Hmm. I like it.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
I wonder what Starbucks is gonna do to compete.
Well, Starbucks is under hot water, I think, because of something else they did. I mean, they're always in hot water, I guess, but now politically,
Right.
maybe he did something that people don't like. So maybe it'll make Starbucks lower their prices and then people will appreciate.
Maybe they'll have some real competition.
Yeah. Remember that story about Starbucks that someone was trying to sue because their hibiscus tea didn't actually have hibiscus in it or something?
How is that legal? I did see that.
Because it's hibiscus flavored.
Hmm.
So, like, I
It's like
don't
false
think,
advertisement.
is it though? If it's a flavored,
I guess not.
yeah. Because, like, a peach tea, do you think they're squeezing peaches in there? No.
No?
Like, it has to be I don't know I don't know. But I remember that. They were trying to be sued. I don't think it worked though.
This is good for everyone, or at least for consumers. Now there's a competitor, they can lower their prices, they have better products.
Yeah.
I'm excited for it.
Um, you excited?
I am. I actually really like this idea.
Yes. The next story, you added a Selena Gomez story with her new
Oh
boyfriend,
yeah, Selena Gomez has a new boyfriend. Benny something?
Blanco.
Benny Blanco. I think he writes music. She like collabed with him on something
Well,
a couple
not
years
only does
ago.
he write, no, he doesn't. He is the music, like he's big. He's like
Okay.
a big wig in the music industry. I think he's
Okay.
collaborated with everybody and he's very known.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, someone of her status. So I like that. She's not like dating down. My only issue is I just like don't appreciate a man who doesn't take care of himself. Clean it
Okay.
up a little. He just looks messy.
But he's an artiste, so he's probably like one of those,
Right.
he probably sleeps 3 hours a night and doesn't brush his hair, wash his hair. He
He
probably
definitely doesn't brush his hair.
he probably should talk to Bethany on how many times he showers and washes his hair so they can attack him.
No, seriously though. Like just a little trim. Like there's this guy on TikTok and he
He looks messy.
transforms. He looks messy. And some men, their makeup is their beard and their haircut. That is their makeup. And it has been proven by this guy on TikTok who's a barber, and the girlfriends bring their boyfriends, and it's a 180 from what they looked like before. They're actually handsome under all of that scruff. And I
Yeah.
think he could be that.
Oh, a
So,
haircut can change who you are. I've seen
mhm.
guys that they have like the curly long hair. I don't like long hair in any man. I just it's not that they can still look cute. They don't look their best in my opinion.
Yeah.
once they cut that hair, it's like James Bond came out of the water. Like it's just a
Clean cut
completely.
look.
But that happens with so many things. Like a visual is
Yeah.
it's important. It
No, it
changes.
is. And I just hope he goes through the girlfriend effect of when, a guy starts dating a girl
Yeah.
and she completely like
And
180s him.
maybe if he kept his hair the way he did or whatever, but he cleaned up
It's
his
just like,
outfit. He looks messy. It's not like
yeah.
it's not cute. It's not it doesn't work. Whatever he's selling, we're not buying. It's not
Right. It doesn't have to be like a suit and tie. Like it doesn't have to be clean cut. We're
just a good
just
style.
just a better style. And he
Yeah.
could keep his style, but just make it more fashion or stylish.
Yeah. Has he been spotted out with her? I haven't seen any pictures of them.
No, but I do want to see them together. Like what
So
he would wear around her.
how do they know she's with him?
She posted an Instagram story.
With him?
It was just like this part of his face, and she was laying
Oh.
on his chest, and then
Oh,
she
I saw that.
posted a picture of a bee ring on her ring finger with a little
Yeah.
diamond. So it's definitely pretty serious.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm sure he's very smart. He's very successful, but just clean it up a little.
Clean it up a little, but she's been linked to a bunch of different people lately. So I always think it's not true. Every time they talk about her being with someone,
Yeah, you always need them to confirm it.
or like normal people, they date and it doesn't go anywhere. So they did,
Hmm.
talk or like, but it doesn't go anywhere. So,
Right, but she has a ring on her ring finger of his initials, so it seems
okay.
pretty serious. They must have been dating for a couple months now.
So side note, last night I went to my group friends, my friend group, they have this is the second or third year they do it, like a dirty Santa Christmas party, whatever.
Mhm.
And it was so funny because we were all laughing. First of all, that's the worst game in history. Like it's fun, but
Dirty
it's
Santa?
when you have 40 people,
Yeah.
it takes forever. People are already intoxicated when it starts. No one knows the rules. You're screaming, "Who's number 10? Who's number 10?" Because no one's listening. You're like, "Number 10, where are you?" And it's their turn. So they go and they don't know the rules, even though it's been said 3 times. And they're like,
Mhm.
"You can steal or you can grab a gift. You can steal or you can grab a gift." And
Oh, is it just Secret Santa, but with like dirty gifts?
it's called Dirty Santa because you can steal
Oh.
up to 3 times. So
It's
the
like White
option,
Elephant.
yeah. But the
Yeah.
options are with real gifts though, like a $30 limit or whatever.
Yeah.
The options are when everyone picks a number from the hat, and if you're number 10 or number 1 or number 12, when it's your turn, you get to steal a gift somebody already has and has already opened, or you open a new gift. That's the rule. So everybody, especially the men, as we talked last week about the men and their need to perform for everybody, they
Right.
walk around the entire room. They want to
They
see
probably
what you
scan
have.
every
They
dramatic.
want to. They want a description of the gift, and
Yeah.
it's like move it along.
And they
Okay.
do the same thing the last guy did.
Yes.
Like it's not any funnier.
It's
You can
no.
only pretend to laugh for so long each
Yeah.
time. You're like, ha ha ha.
But one of the people that brought a gift, they brought of a pack of 5 of markers, and my friend was like, "Did somebody just open markers? Like that was the gift."
There's always that one person.
It's like
They probably got one of the nicest
the,
gifts
li-
and then they bring like the crappiest.
the limit was $30. A pack of markers.
Maybe they were really nice.
You know what I brought? I brought the best gift, or a really good gift that's going to be used. At least I know it's going to be used. I brought a kit of like to make dinner, to make a nice Italian pasta dinner. I got the Italian spaghetti with the Italian sauce and the Italian sun-dried tomatoes and the Italian cookies.
Cute.
I know, and I put some Christmas ornaments in there, so it's definitely going to be used. It's not going to be
Right.
put in the corner.
Did a couple get that gift?
A girl that was there with her boyfriend, yes, got the gift.
Oh, cute.
She loved it. She's like, yay. But yeah, I thought that was funny. Markers.
Wait, what did you end up getting?
I brought home a really cute. I have it here. Like a like a blanket, but it's made into like a shawl type. So it's cut here,
So it goes over. So it's not like a full blanket, but it looks like a jacket kind of,
Yeah, it's
but
just like more
it's open.
comfortable.
It's
Yeah.
open and easy. And then it has pockets, so it's really comfy and thick and cute.
Cute.
And then it came with dog socks, like socks with a pug on it.
Wow, that's for you.
Yeah.
Of course you got the dog present.
And I stole this from my friend because she got it first.
Oh, that's why. That's why you ended up with the dog one.
So
Did the person who brought the markers confess? Or did they
I
like
don't think
fetch?
I don't think so. I didn't even see someone open the markers because I was like over there.
Mm.
I just heard about it and I don't think anyone actually mentioned it.
No one
Another
confessed
thing,
to bringing it.
I said for next year they need to send out a memo what not to bring. Like it's a $30 limit, but don't bring a bottle of wine. Nobody wants your bottle of wine. They can buy their own wine. You know?
Yeah, that's just like, it's supposed to be fun, creative.
It's supposed to be something you didn't think of or you'll never buy yourself or it's just different. Another one, an electric wine opener? No. Absolutely not. Everyone has one. There's always 5 at these parties. They're just passed around. One person brought lube. I'm like, what is that a $30 bottle of lube? Like they brought lube. I think they probably thought that Dirty Santa meant
That's
dirty.
what I thought. I
I
would have
think
thought
so,
it was
yeah.
like dirty themed.
No. Okay, moving on. But it was fun. What do you want to talk about the documentaries real quick? We saw
Yes.
this week?
This documentary is crazy. Did you finish it?
Which one?
Love Has Won.
I did finish it.
Okay. So Love Has Won is
I'm
about
gonna say I regretfully finished it because I advise absolutely no one to watch it. It was the most depressing,
it's pretty
idiotic
good.
story. But yes.
Yeah, it's pretty much just this cult, and this woman claims to be Mother God. And she convinces these people to live with her, and they're pretty much just taking drugs and drinking all the time.
Well, let's say that she started this 14 years ago, by the way.
And when did she die?
At 45 years old, so 14 years before that.
Oh my gosh.
They were around a long time.
Oh. Okay, I didn't know it was that long.
Yeah.
But this girl who's Mother God, before that, she was like a party girl. She got pregnant with like different men, and then she ended up leaving her kids with her family, and then
She was
going.
married with 3 kids.
No, she was a party girl.
No. She was married. 2 kids? Or 3? She might have had 2 kids. She had 2 or 3 kids. She was married, and when they got divorced, she just abandoned them. And when you know that she was on the Dr. Phil show?
Yes, that was the craziest thing.
So she talks about when they tell her, you know, how could you be Mother God and abandon your own children? And she said, well, it was the calling. I couldn't do what I had to do and be with them. So
she was married 3 times. That's why I thought like she had all these men.
Okay, well,
So
one of them
she left her last guy and her children, and went to go be God. And she was in this cult. All they do is drink and party, and they live stream it the whole time, and then they sell things, and that's how they make their money.
Yep.
They they don't sell crystals. They're like candles and just woo woo stuff like that.
So they sold candles. They sold supplements. They sold colloidal silver, which is one of the causes of her death. And that leads me to ask the question, why aren't they in jail? Because why isn't it illegal? You're not supposed to ingest colloidal silver. It's not approved. You're not supposed to ingest. It's not good for you. People use it for wounds, like topical and for wounds.
But is it illegal
to sell something that's toxic? Yeah, that's not ingestible.
I don't know about that part.
Yeah. So did you see her? She was blue when she died. Literally,
she was all in jail.
No, they did an investigation. I think they might have initially arrested, but then or put them under investigation, and they finally let them go because. So she did this for 14 years. She got donations. They sold their gimmicky things and they live streamed. So that's how they made their income. But like you said, all they did was drugs and all they did was drink and all they did was party. So that leads me to my other question. what deeds did they do to help people? Because all they did was party. I didn't see any deeds. Did you see
Right.
any?
So I don't know why people were giving them money. I mean, they must
Why?
not have that much money given
Well,
to
they
them.
made enough to party and try and like
Yeah,
live
for 14
and
years, I guess. But it's just these people who want to feel part of a community and then they buy these candles that they're selling and I don't know.
it's wild how many people still fall for cults. It's like conspiracy theories. When you hear enough of them and you see not one has ever been proven to be true, you have to stop thinking that any of them are.
Yeah.
It's
But
like
these
the
the
cult.
type of people who fall for it are just very lonely people, in my opinion. They just want to feel part of a group.
They're vulnerable, all that. I get that,
Yeah.
but I don't get it. I get it and I don't get it. Because I don't care how vulnerable you are. You can maybe hang out with them for a little bit, but at some point you got to be like, this is crazy. I'm out of here. How many
Right.
people are
Which
going
I
to tell
think
you?
one person did
Yeah.
because
How
she
many
saw she started
people
turning blue.
are going to tell you that they're God and they die?
And
And
nothing
then you
happened.
still believe that the 15th person after that telling you that they're God. Like, obviously, none of these
Well,
people.
so at the end, she ended up dying, and then they bring her to the woods, and they're like waiting for like some spaceship to
Not
show up, and
only
they never did. Well, wait, they're waiting for a spaceship or something to show up, and
no,
that
the
never happened.
Galactics.
The
The
Galactics.
Galactics.
They're waiting for the Galactics to show up,
Yes.
and they never did. But then they're getting interviewed for this documentary as if it's like they still believe in it, even after all of that.
There's no way they believe in it.
Like,
There's no
I mean,
way.
some of them still look like it in the documentary.
I feel like they just can't lose face. Like, there's no,
Right.
there's
Right,
no
right, right.
way.
They're too embarrassed at this point.
I mean, I don't know how they're not in jail. Isn't it illegal to harbor a body that's not only dying? Isn't it illegal to like not take someone to the hospital that is in desperate need of healthcare?
I think if they deny it now,
And then
I don't
they
know.
kept her body while it was dead,
That
and
part's
then
probably.
but they didn't go to jail. They kept her body. She didn't. Her eyebrows were decomposed when she was found, with wrapped in Christmas lights, and looking crazy. And then they had this electric tool. Did you see that when they were like, "Look, she's so magical"? They would put it by her feet, and it would go up
She was
and
like
go down.
letting out electric.
But it's because of the silver.
Right.
It's probably because of all the metal
And
in
they're
her
like,
body.
see, she's dead, but she's still there. Her soul's still there.
Yeah. No, it's all the silver. Oh, that's my other question. If she ingested so much silver and it literally, she was purple. I mean, it's not even a hue. She was like a full blown blue purple.
Yeah.
It was really crazy to look at. Like, I can't unsee that. I did not enjoy that.
She was so skinny.
And
And they
purple.
had to carry her everywhere and switch her between the bed and the bathtub.
So this is my other question. If she took it so much because she thought it was an end all be all, why wasn't anyone else around her purple and taking it?
Well, okay, was she dying because of that silver thing? I don't,
Of It's a mix between the poisoning of the silver, the
yeah,
alcohol
and she was an alcoholic.
and she was anorexic,
Yeah, she didn't eat.
and she
She
took
told them,
drugs.
she told everyone else that they couldn't eat either. Apparently, they had all this money from donations and selling stuff, but they didn't use
Yes.
it on food because she was like, the more you fast, the closer you are to God.
Well, she said the lighter weight you are, the higher you can get to heaven because you're light. Yeah.
That
So
was a crazy cult.
I don't recommend it. I didn't enjoy it. I'm not gonna lie. I just wanted to see what happened, but I think it's sad to put that out there for other people that are a little twisted in the head to look at that because it's just sad to me. It's like a sad, depressing. It made me feel sad and depressed. It's mental.
Yeah. Well, especially since like her family's still there, like supporting her. And even if you have a good family, some
Okay,
people just
I
don't
was
come.
gonna tell you. Well, you know what I was thinking?
What?
What do you think would happen if you decided to go down that that path? Like, what
Like
do you
with
think would happen?
you?
Like, you as my daughter do what she
I
did.
think you would harass me.
I would be the most annoying thing that nobody would want to touch, come 5 seconds close to you
I
because
would
I
be kicked out because of you.
with a no. If you were the leader, if you were that lady,
Oh, well, even if I was just part of the cult, I would be kicked out because they wouldn't want to deal with you.
Exactly. Whether you're the leader or a member, I would raise so much chaos and so I would not sit back and be like, wait, I I wouldn't. I'd be like, you're not well. I'm strapping you to my car seat. Like, you're not moving. Like, no. How could you do this to your dog? Like,
I mean, there
happening.
was one mother that, like, I think called the cops and was actually pretty persistent, but I don't
Yeah.
know.
Well, that leads us to the next one, the next documentary, which Twin Flames.
Mhm.
Um, what was it called? Desperately Seeking Soulmate. Twin Flames.
Right. So
Yeah.
this is just another one of like people using spirituality to form a cult and take over vulnerable people. And it was this couple who claimed to be twin flames, and apparently you only have one in your life, and it's your other half. It's different than a soulmate, apparently, and your twin flame, or they claim to help you find your twin flame, and they would tell people that like someone came up to them and was like, "Oh, this person, I know he's my twin flame, but he doesn't want to see me anymore. Like he broke up with me." And the mentors would say, "Oh no, if that's your twin flame, you need to text him. You need to make
Yeah.
sure he like sees
They
you again.
encourage
You need to stalk
stalking
him." Yeah.
behavior.
They
Yes.
encourage stalking, and these people would do it.
Yeah. They claim to be the connection between God and them. Like God would talk to them and they would tell you the answers, which again is so stupid, so foolish. It's just like I don't understand how people see like it's not true. How can you think it is? And why are you giving this more money?
Right. These people are just very vulnerable.
Yeah. Um but no, the documentary, you know, that girl that her mom was really worried about her and they did call the cops and all that, but they said the
The
cops
first
came back
documentary, Love Has Won.
twin flame.
Oh.
The mom that the girl was young and she was depressed and then she went and they encouraged her to like get with the girl because she couldn't find anyone else. And now she's gay and the other girl didn't even want to be gay
No,
and
I think the girl in the documentary was like, I'm not even like I don't feel that attraction towards women. But then they told her like you're gay.
because they had to show results. So they just kind
Right.
of changed the rules to fit their narrative.
Mm-hmm.
They were and so they said that the girl that's the girl of the cult of the couple, they said she was the mastermind behind it. Like he was just some dumb guy and she
Mm-hmm.
was the manipulative
Oh,
mastermind behind this whole concoction. But you know they're still going
okay.
strong. They still have
They still
a
have
following.
their
Hmm.
following. Well, they charge people like $1,000 a month. Something
Yeah.
crazy. And
Yeah.
people pay that.
So one of their first clients or followers or members, the two ladies that are lesbians, that one left her husband. She was, you know, she wasn't in her marriage anymore. She had children, but she didn't know what to do, and she fell in love with another woman. And because she became a member, they encouraged her to get a divorce and get with the woman. And
Mm-hmm.
they were super happy with their membership and everything that they led them to do or whatever. But at the end, you notice that because they kept switching the rules and getting a little weirder with time, they were telling one of the lesbian couple women, one had to change their name to a man and act like a man and dress like a man and be a man. Remember?
I didn't finish that documentary towards the end,
Um,
so that
the,
was
les-
there.
the lesbian couple,
Oh.
they were trying to force, and that's when because they were more on the regular side, like they seemed kind of
Mm-hmm.
like level-headed people, type of normal people. And the
Right.
girl was like, this is not right. Like, no, I don't want to do it. No, like I don't feel like I'm a man. I don't want to be a man. I don't want to change my name. I don't want to change the way I dress or the way I look. So they kind of like got out of that because of that drastic imposition on them. They said no.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, good for them. Can you imagine? She like changes everything and she's like, this is not me.
Yeah.
I just, I don't know. I don't know how people fall into that. There's
It's
so many of them. I love cool documentaries.
I don't love them because it makes me feel sad. It makes me
I
feel
mean, yeah.
depressed. It gives me like a negative energy. Like
I wonder.
It's such a dark place you have to be in to be want to be part of something like that, that you feel
Right.
darkness. It's such a dark
I
situation.
know, for someone to fall into that.
Yeah. Like, where's your
Yeah, that
common
is really sad. I mean, I wonder where the people are from Love as One.
Well,
Because
it
they
said
don't have their mother and the Galactics never came.
but it said it at the end. One is like teaching, spiritual practice yoga somewhere in wherever she is, and the other one, they're all on their own path, and one of them, two of them started another type of program called 3D something. So they
Hmm.
all kind of went their own way, but they kept doing it in some form or fashion.
Okay, so they still, I guess, teach the lessons from when Mother was around.
Yeah, and then that
Even though
guy,
the lessons were drinking.
eh, you know, what's with the drugs and the alcohol? Like, what made you think? What? How does that fit into your holy
I think
work?
it said it in the documentary, right? Like why she drinks and what was her reasoning. I'm trying to remember, but I
Well,
don't know.
she said she was getting all the pain from everyone, and she just couldn't take it. But she
Oh,
was
that was it.
ridding the world of pain.
Yes, that was her excuse for everything, is that she could feel everyone's pain. And the reason that she suffers is so she could suffer for other people, pretty much calling herself Jesus.
Yeah.
Crazy. And then there was also Father. Right.
Yes, father. He was nuts. Okay, so all right, our last conversation about the story we came across on Reddit. We're just gonna summarize it because it's a very long entry. But engaged couple, late 20s, early 30s, like 30, 29. They're about to get married, and the girlfriend, fiance, begs him to have a dual bachelorette party, but like on their own, just the same night. And so they go ahead. He didn't want it. He didn't want to do it. And then they go ahead and do it. And he's at his bachelor party, and he gets a text message from one of her friends. That's one of his friends, I guess. And she says, your fiance's cheating on you, and sends him the video of her kissing and making out with another guy. So he's pissed and distraught and says the wedding's off. He tells everyone the wedding's off. She rushes home and begs him and says she was drunk. She didn't know what she was doing, all this stuff. And he basically, she didn't let him leave, but he finally gets out of there, takes his stuff, and he hasn't talked to her in days. So his post is asking, what should he do? Because
Yeah, like
he
did he overreact?
he still loves her, but he knows, like, so, obviously all the comments are like, no way. Like, if she can act like that in front of everyone that knows you, she knew it was going to come back.
But also, like part of the story is that they weren't supposed to have a bachelorette in a bachelor party. And he was like made his rules. He's like, if we do this, like you cannot talk to other guys, like all this other stuff. He didn't want anything where this could happen. And so it was just the fact that she was really pushing for a bachelorette party where her and the girls were going out, and then him and the boys stayed at home
But
and did
don't
a
you
little
think?
party just them.
But it just sounds like she would do it anyways, just on a night out. Because
Right.
it's like,
Right. So I don't know. If you're marrying someone and you feel comfortable enough to do that, like, I don't know. You're just not ready.
she's obviously a snake and
Hmm.
had no respect to do that. She didn't even do it in private, just in front of everybody on a group chat video.
That's the thing, too. Like, I would not feel comfortable around her friends because all of her friends were cheering her on except for the girl who told him.
So do you think he's going to take her back?
I hope not. I wonder if there's an update or when that was posted. I think it was posted a couple days ago, but I hope not because
6 days ago.
people do think, though, that a bachelorette party means you can cheat on them for the last time.
On bachelor parties, guys do it all the time.
Yeah, I mean both.
Yeah.
And I know this from experience
That's why
because
people have couple bachelorette parties that
Mhm.
they're in the same party.
Right, I mean I do want my own bachelorette party with like my girls, but I'm not going to go around cheating. But
Yeah.
people do use it as an excuse to cheat, and people do think it's okay because we get so many bachelor parties here in Austin. And so I've met a couple groups of guys, and recently there was this guy who he said that they went to a strip club. Fine, whatever. But then him and the boys wanted to get the groom a special something from one of the strippers. Like they were going to pay for it. And the only reason it didn't happen was because the groom said, no, I'm not going to, like, he didn't want to do it. So the
I was
groom
about
was
to
a good
say,
guy, but his
if you're
friends were going to do
right.
it.
And I feel like women know when they're marrying a guy that would go through with that, or they
Mhm.
wouldn't go through with that. And vice
Right.
versa with
Like
girls.
he had the option to, and his buddies were going to pay for it, and he said no.
But
But
it's
the guys,
disgusting still.
no, his friends were like, they didn't think it was a big deal, obviously. So
No, but it's gross.
now it
It's not
is.
fun. It's like I heard the other day who was talking about having one night stands. Maybe it was on Giggly Squad. I think Hannah was saying that, I'm sorry, but it's like awkward. It's not good. You don't know the person. Like, what's the point of a one night stand? I can use my time otherwise, like watching a movie or like reading a
That's what
book.
I'm saying. Like for you to do a one
Not
night stand
great.
and risk it all before your wedding for some
And it's not great. So,
random man.
yeah, no.
And people think that it's not cheating when it's something like the story I just said, where it's like a worker.
It's so stupid. Who makes up these rules? It's not cheating? Of course it is.
I don't know. Some people really do think like it's a free pass
It's not.
for
I
your
mean, unless
bachelor.
they agree that it is.
Right. But in this Reddit story, clearly it was not agreed upon. And the guy's bachelor was literally at home. They were playing little games. But also, we meet a ton of bachelor parties here. So this girl I know met this guy on a bachelor party, and his wedding actually just happened. But he cheated on his fiance. So it happens a lot.
With your friend or someone you
This
know.
girl, some girl I know.
Someone you know. Um, I remember on TikTok, and I think she was in Austin, there was a girl that was at a bar and she lived in Austin. And there was a guy that was at a bachelor party in Austin, but he didn't live there. And let's say he lived in California. I'm making this up. I don't remember. But let's say he's from California, but he was in Austin for a bachelor party. He started hitting on her and they hit it off the whole night. Like she was so happy, like they got along, all this stuff. And I don't know how she found out that he was with someone, but she put on TikTok, if this is your fiance or your husband, he was with me all night and at a bachelor party. I know this was what he was wearing. I have a picture of the back of him, all this stuff. And they found out who it was and they ratted him through TikTok.
I love when those videos come full circle.
I just don't know if I would put it on TikTok and go through all that, but
Right, but how are you gonna find the girl otherwise, I guess, if you don't really have
why do you
any
have to find the
information?
girl? If you found out he was married at the end, just go home. Like, why do you have to even find the girl?
See, this is where I'm different because so this happened to a girl I know, the story I just said, and she didn't want to tell the wife, and I was the one who was like, you need to tell the wife.
But
So she ended
why?
up telling the fiance, and the
How did she
fiance.
find the fiance?
So the only reason she didn't know he was the bachelor. So he thought he was just on the bachelor trip for a groom. And so she looked up where he lived and his name, and she found the wedding registry with like all the pictures of him and his fiance.
Okay, I don't have time for that. I'd rather read a book.
Well, this is why you have to like do your background check though,
But
because
why? Tell
no,
me
they
what
were
you guys are
still
doing.
gonna hang out. She was trying to find out information from him to see if he was normal. So she looked him up on Google.
Oh, so she was still talking to him.
She was still talking to him. It
She
wasn't
wanted
just
to
like a one night thing.
confirm.
Like he was gonna come visit her again.
But why did she even think to look for someone? Like, why did she think he was with someone?
No, she just looked him up.
So she didn't think
She didn't think he was with someone.
she did it just for fun?
Mom, people do that. We look up their names and where they're from to make sure there's not some weird thing out there. And this is why we do it, because you find
On
out they
the
have a
first night you
wife.
meet them?
They had been talking for a couple weeks.
Okay, I wouldn't. That must be a younger generation thing.
Oh, my friends deep dive. Like we
I would
look up
never.
to see if they were
I would
arrested. Like
never.
do background checks.
I mean, maybe. I mean, unless
If
you
you're
see
gonna stay in a
something.
hotel with some random man, they're
Well,
planning on
I
visiting each
wouldn't
other.
do that on the first couple dates, though.
Well,
That's see that kind of behavior leads you down these annoying paths that you don't need to be on. So the thing to do, old school, is you take your time, you go slow, you get to know someone, and see if you really like them and they're decent, normal people, and then you don't have to go through all this investigation work.
See,
And
no, because then you're wasting even longer time when you could have just Googled them and you found out that they have a wife or they have a fiance.
you're not wasting time.
Yeah, because she was literally talking to him for a couple weeks, and
But
it was
she
she
got
would have
too
kept talking to
invested.
him.
She got too invested too early, and she burned herself.
My
Because if
point
she would have
is,
waited, she would have found out naturally, and she wouldn't be so
how would
invested.
she have found out naturally if she didn't look him up?
It would have come up. He was getting married. Hello.
I think he would have had an affair.
She would have found out somehow, but she wouldn't feel so betrayed because she wouldn't have been so invested. That's crazy to go that
Yeah.
deep.
I mean, and I was the one who told her she needs to tell the wife or the fiance, and she
And
did. And
how
then
did she
they
tell
ended
him?
up putting a password on the wedding registry so you couldn't see it.
She told her via email, via phone call.
Instagram, she found her Instagram.
And what did the girl reply?
The girl, I think she wanted more details, and then my friend ghosted her, and then she blocked her. Or
So
she
she
like
didn't-
sent her the proof, and then she just like stopped
And
responding.
they still got married.
And they still got married. They just got married like a couple weeks ago.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But
He
see, that's
probably told her like this was a one-off thing, blah blah blah. But I doubt it was.
okay. I stand by what I said. You have to take it slow, see if you like each other, see how it goes. It might even end before you have to find out anything because it's not and especially you're going to find out because once as he gets closer to getting married, or if he's married and he doesn't live where you live, he's going to be less, he can't contact you as much. You're going to see
No,
something.
you know what the crazier part is? That's why this guy seems kind of like not like a good guy, because he was calling her before work, like FaceTiming her, called her after work. Like they talked so much in the span of a couple weeks that it was like, how do you have time for another girlfriend?
Well, before work and after work is when he's not with his partner.
Right. But it's just crazy that he
Did he
would
call
put
her
that
late
much
at night?
effort.
Probably not.
I just don't understand why he would put in so much effort.
Because guys like attention, they're insecure. Or
Yeah.
cheater. I'm gonna take that back. Cheaters like attention
Cheaters,
because
yeah.
women do it too
Yeah.
because they're insecure and they just want attention.
Crazy. And sad that she married him. Because I was like, you need to tell her before she gets married, because this is an easy out for her. After she gets married, it's going to get messy. So just stayed out of it.
Oh my god, it never goes well
Yeah, you never know.
unless she was like involved with him for real, like a long relationship. I don't see why you would involve a third party.
I think it's just like girl code. Tell the girl. And I was just like, it's not like
All
we're
right, let's keep
friends.
it real. She was telling her to mess up his spot. She wasn't telling her out of the goodness of her heart because she wants to protect the
Or
girl.
she wasn't telling her at all. I'm the one who told her she needed to.
I'm just saying, people do that to mess up the guy's situation.
Right. To
Which
get back
they
at the
should.
guy.
Which they
he
should.
deserved.
Yeah, it's just too much
Sure.
drama for me personally. If you're
Right.
unless you're involved seriously with the guy, then yeah. Yeah, for sure. Anyways, maybe you'll get an update later, see what this guy decides to do. I don't see any updates. Everyone's saying, update me, update me.
How long was the post?
How long ago? 6 days?
Yeah.
It's going to be a while.
Yeah, he probably doesn't have an answer yet.
Yeah. Or he probably won't update because it'll look like a dummy.
Right. He doesn't want everyone to. Yeah.
Yeah.
If he
Alrighty.
doesn't update, then I'm going to assume that he went back to her.
Or he just doesn't want to talk about it and they're broken up.
I guess.
You know. Okay, I think we're done. The last thing I wanted to mention was, so Taylor Swift was Time Person of the Year, right? But with that article, she came out roasting Kim Kardashian, saying, remember the debacle of Kim and Kanye, of the recording that Kanye said she gave consent for talking about her in his song, and then Taylor said, no, I didn't. And then Kim released an audio recording with her making it sound like she did consent. And Taylor Swift came out in the article saying, I never consented. Kim edited that video. This is the real video. This is what it really said. I think they released the unedited version. So Kim edited that video and lied on Taylor. And so if you go to Kim's Instagram page, all her posts everything, all the comment section is snake, 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 snake. Yeah. So I wonder if that's true. Because then Courtney is right about her the whole time. Like she's a snake. Like,
Kim is not the best person.
I mean, we don't know anything about these people.
Right, but I think
If
just
this is true, that's messed up. If it's true, we don't know if this is true, but
I believe her.
Taylor said that it took her career away, and she literally wouldn't leave one of her homes for a year because she was so depressed, and everyone that was coming after her, making her look like a snake and making her look like she did something. And she's now saying that she lied. She edited the video and made it look like something it wasn't.
I think people like that who like wait for the right time to tell their truth and like I believe them more. Like I believe Taylor more.
Yeah, because they're so traumatized and they don't want to fight this battle. They just recluse. They go away and they're like,
Right.
you know what? This is what really happened.
Yeah, they speak their truth years later about what really happened at the right time because she's like an article written about her. But
So I wonder what the
and
PR.
it's terrible for Kim because she's like at the top of her game right now. So she has the most fans she's ever had. So
Kim is
because they're all
giving.
going after her.
She's
Oh,
just
you think
giving.
Kim wants to be an actress?
She's doing a show.
Kind of weird.
Like what
Like
is
I
a
just
lawyer?
like don't see it.
She's one of those people that it's just never enough and it's exhausting to even listen to. It's just like stop it already. Could take some time.
Yeah,
Like
I think
stop.
we're all fatigued.
It's not about us being fatigued. It's about what is your end goal. Like it's like all she talks about is I have to prove everyone till when? Like it's like you have no time to yourself. You have no downtime. You have no like just regular routine life. Like everything is go, go, go. Look what I did. It's like that sounds awful.
It does sound awful. It's like someone who can't just like sit with themselves.
Yeah. And with 4 kids. Come on. Go watch a movie. Read a book.
Yeah, I don't know. This is very weird to me.
Yeah. How cold is it over there in Austin?
Um, it keeps going between like 70s and then it goes down to in a couple days, I think it's gonna be like 50s, maybe 40s, and then it's gonna go back up to 70s.
But at night
So
it's 70 or 50?
um probably like 50s.
Okay. It's still 70s here and then people are like we're getting a cold front like last night at the party I wore like just a long sleeves like thin sweat like I was still hot. It was like high 60s. Everyone's like it's going to be so freezing. I'm like yeah, 3 in the morning where no one's going to know about it. 'Cause-
Right. It says low 60s when no one's out.
yeah.
And so
So
it's like 80s there.
no, it's 70s and then it'll get like high 60s at night. It's still
70s
hot.
is sweater weather in
It's hot. It's just not as hot as usual. It's not
Right.
cold. Yeah.
It's great weather actually in the winter.
We're not Art Basel. So everyone going to Art Basel, enjoy.
I know. I wish I was there. I haven't
I
gone.
know. It's a lot of chaos. The streets are packed. I'm born and raised here. I've gone a million times, so it's always fun, but I don't
Mhm.
have to go to everything.
Right.
Yeah. So, all right.
Bye.
See you next time.